MISL. 3 times he's been Defensive Player of the Week this year.
Here's Stan. That's a nice play by Twellman to just put his foot out. Stan tried to take him first inside, then to the outside, but Twellman didn't buy the fake.
Held his ground, and now the Pittsburgh Spirit will put it in play on the far side. Blossmeyer has come on, along with Kevin Marr, Hagen, Mark Liverich, McKenzie. Loses, but Marr is there to pick it up. And against DiBernardo, he brings it all the way back to Papaleo. Let's see what Joe does with 3:19 left in the third quarter. He'll walk it out. Now some pressure from DiBernardo. They go to Blossmeyer. Chips it for Kevin Marr. Little room down the right side for Kevin. He decides to run it in the corner. DiBernardo beats him to the ball. We played 2 minutes of the third quarter. 2-1. Spirit leading on goals, both in the first quarter by McKenzie and Hagen. Fredrickson got the lone Kansas City goal.
Right back, Matt.
Now Papaleo once again will start the offense. Boris Bandov is the defender up for Kansas City. McKenzie with some room down the right side. Stops at the red line. Brings it back. Looks for Liverich. For Hagen. Return pass. Out of play. 12:31 to play third quarter. 2-1 Spirit leading. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer.
There have been a lot of changes in Pittsburgh since Greg Wright was in school here, and Greg's helped to make them. This year, he's helped put 330 families in new homes. Greg's with Mellon Bank, and he's responsible for lending construction money to convert these north side buildings to much-needed low-income housing.
Pittsburgh's my home, and I like to see it grow. When someone needs help to build homes here, it's more than just business to me.
Talk to your Mellon banker, a neighbor you can count on.
Spirit will put it in play with a corner kick. Let's see what Blossmeyer can do with it. 12:31 to play third quarter. We're in Kemper Arena, Kansas City. It's Fisher cut bait time, as they say. 2-1, the Spirit leading. Let's go back once again, as McKenzie will feed Liverich on the left side. Let's see what Mark does. He goes inside to Hagen, and Hagen tries to give it back to him.
It's a good 1-2 or the give and go, but it didn't quite make it for Pittsburgh.
Live action, a quick shot, and Schwartz makes the save. McKenzie took the shot, but Schwartz was there to answer. Steve Petcher. Marked closely by Kevin Marr.
Pittsburgh's starting to put on some more pressure now, going forward a little bit more when they come back to defend.
Bandov off the boards in front. Picked up by Kansas City. Now Hagen breaking in behind Nick Mangione to play it to Papaleo. A good defense that time by Hagen, who had backpedaled a little bit. Here's Topolsky to O'Hara. Liverich is still on, along with Kapka and Hagen right now. Here's Liverich. Mark. For Hagen. Picked up by Petcher. And Petcher wins the ball. Actually, I think Hagen lost control of it. And Dave is going to go off. It was time for his shift to end. Ian Sibbies is back on. Stan Terlecki waiting for his chance. He is back on. Petcher now at the red line, hits the deck. I don't think anybody touched him.
Looked like he just tripped himself. We'll see it again. Petcher cuts in the ball. He's stumbling already there. I don't know. Didn't looked more like a foul on the replay than it did when we first took a look at it.
Foul number 2 on Pittsburgh in the third quarter. None so far on Kansas City. Petcher with it. Drive is knocked down by Sibbies. Katsoukas. And Twellman back. Katsoukas works it in. Here is Tasso Katsoukas. Charlie Ficus now. In front, battle for the ball. Back it comes to Twellman. Ficus with a drive. It's knocked down by Sibbies. Topolsky clears in the corner, and Terlecki picks it up. A 3-on-2 breakout for Pittsburgh. Topolsky against Twellman. Out comes Schwartz. Nobody's there for the rebound. Stan had stopped outside the box area, and nobody was there to follow. Back comes Ficus. Terlecki will try to pick him up, and does. To Kapka. Now it's a 3-on-2 the other way. Sibbies on right side. Kapka goes to Terlecki. Out comes Schwartz to knock it away from him. Picked up by Abraham. Now Kapka for Pittsburgh. Ficus bangs into him, and the call will go against Charlie Ficus.
A lot of action now, and it was very conservative to a point, John, but we've started to see it open up a little bit. And when you get those 3-on-2s, you got to try to put them away because it's only a 1-goal game. And hopefully it won't go that way all the way down to the finish. That's a nail-biter.
McKenzie. Loses to Ficus. Gets it back for Kevin Marr. In the corner, Kapka. Turns. Will now be double teamed as Ficus joins in. The ball comes to Swartz. Manny will clear it out the right side. Abrahams picks it up. Makowski ahead, but he stops it at midfield. 10 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third quarter. 2-1, the Spirit leading. Katsoukas down the right side to Twellman. He moves into the corner, uses the boards, knocked down by Papaleo. Here's Stan Terlecki. Stan on a run. Katsoukas is there. Still Stan running. He's got a little room. Shot is blocked by Swartz. Boxmeyer follow is knocked away by Swartz. Stan did not see, but he had Civvies all alone down the left side. DiBernardo can't answer. Kevin Marr takes it away from him, and there's a call on Marr.
One of the things we saw on that last play by Terlecki was just how fast he really is. He outran everybody with a great burst of speed, and Boxmeyer didn't have any luck. Swartz made a great save on his rebound.
What you did not see was Civvies open the other way. 2 good saves by Swartz on that exchange. Back to live action. Ball at midfield. 9:30 to play third quarter. Makowski starts back for Kansas City. The Comets in the Spirit. It's 2-1. There's a long shot. Save made by Papaleo. Off the body of Vosmar. Out of play with 9:19 to go. Still the Spirit leading by a goal. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Welcome back to Kemper Arena. The Kansas City Comets putting some pressure on as we come back to live action. Vosmeyer on the give and go with Hagen. Hagen will slow it down. 8 minutes, 55 seconds left in the third quarter. McKenzie now at his own red line as the teams change on the fly. Hagen with some room down the right side. Swartz comes out. Dave can't win the ball. Now Liberich does. Mark walks it in. Hagen moves behind him. Crossing is O'Hara. He is knocked down by Schiraldi. Nothing called. 8:30 now left in the third quarter. Makowski marked by Liberich. Reverses to Schiraldi, and Gino from Canada takes over. Looking for Fredrickson. For Bandov in the corner. Hagen takes over. Now Fredrickson will chase it down for Kansas City. 2-1, the Spirit leading. All the scoring came in the first quarter. Ficus against Liberich. Mark goes down. And he'll go off as Kansas City brings the ball up. Petcher moves it ahead. Now Steve will get it back at midfield. Crosses to Tim Twellman. Twellman in front. Gets a pass back. Kansas City trying to take their time now and set up something offensively. Petcher in the corner. To Fredrickson. It comes back to Petcher. Petcher takes it in. Shoots. Papaleo a save. Topolsky there for Pittsburgh now. 7:20 to play third quarter. No scoring since 1:50 left in the first quarter. Terlecki at his own red line. Double team. Gets it to Topolsky. Hagen takes the pass from Topolsky in the near corner. Tries to turn. Picked up by Fredrickson. Goes to Terlecki. Stan against Twellman. Brings it back to John O'Hara. Less than 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's 2-1. Pittsburgh leading Kansas City. Ostalchek on with Topolsky now. And Greg backs it all the way to his own red line. Looks for Adam. Topolsky for Terlecki. It's too far, and Twellman will take over for Kansas City. The noise you hear comes from the voice of Stan Terlecki, and he's not saying nice things to the officials, I can tell you that. Here's Petcher with a shot. Knocked down in front by O'Hara. Follows, misses to the left side. Right in front of the score by DiBernardo. The game is tied at 2.
All of those chances, John, the other way for Pittsburgh, and they didn't come up with one, and now Kansas City gets their turn. DiBernardo had enough time to get the rebound. Watch Petcher. O'Hara makes a nice play, but Johnny's down now. Petcher's shot goes wide, and there's DiBernardo. He gets a good bounce of the ball, though, but he was open and able to slam it. We'll look at it from a different angle, from up above. The first shot by Petcher blocked by O'Hara. Papaleo down as well. Now he gets back up. There's DiBernardo. Ostalchik can't close him down, and DiBernardo fires the tying goal in.
So we are tied at 2 with 6:22 left in the period. The goal comes at 8:32. DiBernardo's 17th of the year, and for DiBernardo, since coming to Kansas City, that is his 4th goal in a Comets uniform. Petcher his 23rd assist. The game is tied 2-2.
Stan's got to cool it a little bit. He's very upset, obviously, with the official, but Pittsburgh does not need an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at this stage of the game.
6 minutes left in the third quarter. Mikowski at midfield. Terlecki will run with him. Ball comes loose. Stan has it. Almost won by Kansas City's Abrahams. Sibbies. Topolsky. Back to Sibbies in the corner. Looking for his own rebound. Schwartz comes out. Now Katsoukas takes over. Abrahams with Mikowski. He still controls against Terlecki. Knocked down by Stan.
That's a late call. I don't think the officials called it at first, as Abrahams is down on the field, and right now we'll see Kansas City's trainer come out and take a look at him as Stan takes a look at the clock. Here it is.
Foul number 5. And as you said, it's a very late whistle. Stan gets up, goes in after the ball. Abrahams took a dive when he took it in the chest, but the real injury was inflicted to his leg right there.
He made a good comment, too. He was looking up at the scoreboard, but that's what he was looking at, the 5 fouls, I'm sure. He knows what the score is at this stage. It's 2-2 with 5:28 remaining in the third quarter.
Abrahams will have to go off. He will, I'm sure, be back. 5:28 to play third quarter. Laurie goes to the bench. The Comet will put it in play. It has been a battle, and it's even at 2-2. No scoring in the second quarter, and at 8:38, the Comets get even. Right at midfield, O'Hara battling against Bandov was able to bring it all the way back down into Kansas City territory, where Schwartz sets it up. Intercepted by Bandov, and of course the fans all over Stan Terlecki right now. Intercepted by Ostalchik. Looking for Terlecki. Stan in the corner. Double teamed and taken away by Katsoukas.
Crowd reacting at Terlecki, but they're not calling a foul unless they called it late again, and maybe they did. Yes, Marty Templin putting it up, but he's calling a penalty for tripping. He's not calling the 6th foul.
The penalty goes against Pittsburgh. With 5 minutes left third quarter, Kansas City will have the power play. It's 2-2 here in Kansas City, and you're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Well, it's a double jeopardy situation for Terlecki. He takes the foul, 2-minute penalty, but it is not, or he takes the penalty instead of a foul. It does not count as a foul, which means the Spirit are still 1 foul away. And you can see the pushing and the shoving, and finally I think Stan's temper got the best of him, and there's the call. No question about the call.
It's a retaliation penalty more than anything else. He did not get a piece of the ball. If he does, it would not be called. He got the feet of Katsoukas, and that's the reason for the penalty.
So now the Spirit will have to kill it off here. I don't know what you call that. Nothing, I guess. Tabak against McKenzie and Kevin Marr. Earhart Cap is there. McKenzie drops it up into the air. The Comets control at midfield. 4:40 to play in the third quarter. 1:35 left in the penalty to Stan Terlecki. Here is Tabak. Ficus in the corner. McKenzie marks him. Ficus brings it back out. Mikowski with it. Ficus takes it in. Tabak in the corner. Knocked away by O'Hara. Mikowski dribbles in. DiBernardo on the right side. It comes in front. Tried to clear it out, not able to do it. Kansas City takes the lead on the power play.
With 4:08 to go, there's a look at Joe Papaleo. Let's see what happened. Kansas City is going to play it into the corner. Pittsburgh does not get a good bounce with this one. I thought it was going to go wide of the far post. Abrahams is in the corner. He's going to nip it. The hit off John O'Hara as he tried to bang it out. It hit the inside of the post, so Abrahams will get credit for the power play goal. Time of the goal is going to be 10:52. There is another look at it. Abrahams just chips it. It had some spin on it. John O'Hara tried to bang it out of there. He was in a little bit deep. And things didn't work out very well at all there for the Pittsburgh Spirit. Now remember, Terlecki is out, but Pittsburgh still has 5 fouls.
So it's 3-2 Kansas City here in the third quarter. We still have 4 minutes remaining in this quarter. Liberich against Twellman. Off the boards. Child is there, but can't come up with it. Kevin Marr now. Taken away by Abrahams, who got credit for the goal, which, as John Paul pointed out, actually went off the body of John O'Hara. They gave the assist to DiBernardo. Kansas City attacking once again, but McKenzie ends that. With Liberich on the right side, looking for a rebound. He missed the post.
But Manny Schwartz didn't. He's shaking his head. He either collided with a Pittsburgh player or that goalpost. He was a little bit woozy after that play by goal. He may have run into Liberich after Mark had shot the ball.
3-2. Kansas City has come up with 2 goals in the third quarter to take the lead. The pressure really on Pittsburgh now. A shot up over the glass and out of play with 3:09 left in the quarter. Charlie Ficus took the shot. Missed everything. Again, Kansas City with the good advantage in the foul situation, 5-1. Let's watch McKenzie as we go back.
Child is going to be running towards the goal. We don't see him yet, but Mack makes a good move. He watches Schwartz, give him some room short side. Liberich will come in. Manny's head, oh, I see what happened. Liberich, as he tried to jump over him, his left foot must have landed right on the head of Manny Schwartz.
3-2, Kansas City leading Pittsburgh. We're in the third quarter. Pittsburgh has not scored since 1:50 left in the first quarter. Papaleo had to react quickly because Erhard Kapp's pass was a little bit too strong. Hagen to Topolsky, long ball. Kapp into the corner, looking for Liberich, trying for the rebound, but Schwartz is there to take over. Here comes Bandov. Reverses nicely. DiBernardo in the corner with a shot. It's up off the glass. Bandov settles against Topolsky. Now Mark Liberich trying to take over. Does. The call goes against Kansas City. That's 2 fouls against the Comets. 2:18 left in the third quarter. DiBernardo is all alone. That has to be some kind of a call. Dangerous play.
And if it was against Pittsburgh, that would have been their 6th foul. What happened before, Liberich was complaining. The defender did not give him 10 feet. Here's DiBernardo the other way.
Now watch Twellman after he takes the shot. He becomes like a halfback diving into the line. Well, that's the dangerous play call. 2:10 left in the third quarter. The Spirit down by a goal. It's 3-2. Friday night in the Civic Arena, the Spirit were down 3-1 in the fourth quarter, came back to win it in overtime. Here it's 3-2. Kansas City leading at home against Pittsburgh. All Child. In the corner. Reverses. The Spirit thought Schwartz was across the line. The officials thought otherwise. Back come the Comets. Long lead pass. Makowski got Bandov open on the other side, but can't settle. Right across the goal mouth. Through the arms of Papaleo.
They're catching Pittsburgh at the end of a shift. Liberich is dead tired. That would have been his man in coming back and helping out Erhard Kapp, but he didn't seem to have enough gas.
Liberich is still on. Takes it to the red line. Mark moves it to the corner. Drives in front. Child looking for the rebound. Can't score. Here's Ficus for Kansas City. 3-2. The Comets lead the Spirit. We have another 15 minutes to go, so don't leave us. This one's not over yet. Makowski. Knocked away by Adam Topolsky, but Makowski runs it down to Katsoukas in front. Tasso still controls the ball. Knocked away by Erhard Kapp. 45 seconds left in the quarter. Terlecki. But ahead of him to pick it up is Greg Makowski. Long lead pass. Looking for DiBernardo. In the corner it comes across. That was Abrahams rather, not DiBernardo. Ficus. Kansas City controlling play now with 30 seconds left. Petcher. The Comets in no hurry. Katsoukas. McKenzie is there. Mack battling Ficus. Turns it out finally to Terlecki with 13 seconds. One more rush. Sibby's down the left side. Will get the ball. Sibby's on the right. He scores! The Spirit have tied it with 8 seconds left in the third quarter.
And Stan Terlecki read the situation well. He saw it. He reacted. That's one of the few times tonight that Stan was wide open in the neutral zone, and here he starts his play. Sibbies, you can't see him yet. Here he comes. All alone on the left side. Fredrickson is chasing him. Schwartz comes out a little too much, and Sibbies knocks it into the far post. Normally, Terlecki draws more of a crowd, but normally he's not that far back either. I should point that out. He came running up, full speed ahead, drew some attention to him, hit Sibbies, and he hits the far post, and Pittsburgh has tied it at 3.
I'd have to say it was a great change off the bench. Sibbies timing his entrance to the field very, very well. Got the lead ball from Terlecki. Scores his 31st goal of the year. Stan his 30th assist. And now the Spirit will try to get out of this thing dead even at 3-3, and they do. That's it. They survived without the call on the bench penalty situation. They also got the goal 4 minutes after Kansas City had taken the lead. The Spirit, on Ian Sibby's goal, come back to tie it. We're dead even at 3-3 after 3. We'll be back to the Kemper Arena on Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Welcome back to Kemper Arena along with John Paul Delacamera. This is John Sanders, and if we ever needed a goal-getter for Pittsburgh, we're going to need it in the fourth quarter.
Well, this might bring some luck. Reverend Pete Scharler, and the Reverend has picked Mark Liverich, and that would be poetic justice. Liverich started the year with Kansas City. It would be nice to see him get what would be his biggest goal in a Spirit uniform if he's the one that does it.
Scoring in the third quarter at 8:38, DiBernardo from Petcher made it 2-2, evening the game after the Spirit had taken the halftime lead 2-1. Abrahams then from DiBernardo at 10:52, and then this play as Stan Terlecki starts the run. The clock was winding down, but Sibbies had just come on the field, was open on the left side. Now watch the beautiful pass that he will get from Stan Terlecki. Sibbies is alone, but you have to finish. Spirit haven't been able to do it. This time they do. There's the drive by Ian Sibbies. Goal number 31, and we're dead even at 3. We go to the fourth quarter of play here in Kansas City. And to take you through the fourth quarter, here's John Paul.
Thank you, John Sanders. It is a 3-3 tie. This is the fourth and final quarter, just now underway as Twellman plays it to Laurie Abrahams. On the line with Ficus and Koutsoukas. They broke them up last quarter, but now they're reunited. Twellman and Petcher are the defenders. Sibbies, Kapka and Terlecki, Topolsky and John O'Hara for Pittsburgh. Ball played in toward Ficus. O'Hara playing him tight. Loose ball on a deflection. Terlecki trying to run out. Twellman just shortchanged him. Koutsoukas to Ficus on the left. A 3-3 tie if you just joined us. Pittsburgh's going to steal it. Ian Sibbies. Terlecki will run by him on the left wing side. He'll get it. Has Petcher against him. Stan cutting to the middle. Lays it off. Kapka's going to come in. He does, but his shot is blocked. He may get another crack, but Petcher is there. Z kind of delayed his run a little bit because the way that ball was laid off, if he had been coming forward, he would have had a better chance to put one right on goal.
Comets wanted a handball call against Z. Kapka, did not get it.
Koutsoukas over to Steve Petcher. Attendance here this afternoon, 10,168. Koutsoukas in there battling with John O'Hara. Tasso trying to cross it, and O'Hara blocks it. It goes out of play. That will mean a free kick coming up here as we look at Tasso Koutsoukas, who formerly played with the Chicago Sting when they were first in the MISL. Not last season, but the season before.
And in addition to changing quite a few players on this Kansas City roster during the course of the season, they have also changed coaches. Rick Benben is now the coach. Pat McBride started the season.
Greg McCaskey, free kick around the boards, blocked by Kapka. McCaskey wants to try it again. O'Hara says no, and he's dumped. You know, you brought up a good point too, John, at the end of that third quarter. Pittsburgh had 5 fouls. They played with a lot of poise in that situation. They didn't want to get back to a situation where they would have been shorthanded, and now to start the fourth quarter, of course, the fouls start again at 0.
Well, they played about the last 3 minutes in that situation after Stan Terlecki took the penalty, and there was no foul call. They still had the 5 and had to finish out.
Playing with a lot of discipline this afternoon. Topolsky at the red line of Kansas City. Back to John O'Hara in a 3-3 tie-up for Terlecki. He was pushed, and Kansas City will get it. Schiraldi leads the charge over that midfield line. Into the attack zone he comes with Terlecki picking him up. Stan and he go to the board. Schiraldi gets free. Capolea will block it. Terlecki will come up with it along the left wing side board. Stan trying to put the Jets on. That should be a penalty. That should be 2, and it is. Marty Templin calls a 2-minute minor penalty.
It is on Vandov, so now a chance for the Spirit will have the penalty, the power play.
Pittsburgh will have a power play when we return. It's 3-3, and you're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Welcome back to the Kemper Arena. I'm John Paul Delacamera with John Sanders. Boris Bandov off 2 for tripping at 1:51. And this could be a turning point in the game as far as both teams are concerned, actually. Remember last time Pittsburgh had a power play, they scored. Here's Stan. Where we're looking at it, you have a better view here in the replay. He just disappeared from our view, and it had to be a penalty. You could see where Schiraldi was coming from, and Bandov, there's the trip, and it's goodbye to Stan right there. I'll tell you, for the amount of time Stan gets kicked, he's very durable. Does not miss many games over the course of his career with whatever teams he has played for.
Very offensive unit on with Terlecki, Hagen, Liverich, Sibbies, and Child. So Coach Kowalski's pulling out all the stops here.
Sibbies to Liverich. Shoots it way wide. Hagen will pick it up. Sends it out to Terlecki. Stan holding it. Center point area. Gives it to Hagen. He wants him to go forward. Hagen stops in the corner, has the brakes on. Back out for Terlecki. Stan will hold it. Waits and sees what the defense will do. Cuts it to Liverich. A 3-3 tie, Pittsburgh on a power play. Stan with a good cut on the ball to get it away from Fredrickson. Hagen cutting it back for Terlecki. Lets it fly, but it's wide. Terlecki may get another chance. Back heels it for Liverich. Out at the right point for Dave Hagen. Back for Terlecki. Stan creeps in a little bit, gives it to Liverich. Liverich has Child in the corner. Back for Liverich. Still tied at 3. Pittsburgh on a power play. Liverich to Sibbies. Back to goal. Out for Terlecki. Stan cutting, takes a shot, it's too high, it goes out of play. It was not deflected by Kansas City, so there's a goal kick coming up for the Comets, and that relieves the pressure a little bit as we look at it again.
Well, they got a little bit too much under the ball. He was trying to decide when the pressure comes from Fredrickson. He could have gone to Hagen, did not, but you can see he picks the ball a little bit, gets it up over the glass.
Manny Schwartz with a goal kick. He's going to let Twellman play it to him first. Child trying to put a little pressure on. Manny Schwartz throws long. Schwartz used to be the backup goalkeeper to Slobo Ilievsky, became a free agent because when you're Slobo's backup, at least in the past, that means you don't play much. Kansas City signed him. Terlecki from Liverich. Broken up by Twellman.
Briefly a 3-on-2 there when two Kansas City players collided, but they were able to get back defensively. Still 5-on-4.
Twellman had to win that ball. Liverich with it. 40 feet from goal. Out to Terlecki. Hagen free to the right. Stan hits him. Hagen in front. He wanted Ian Sibbies. It's knocked out of play. Corner kick for Pittsburgh. Let's see what they can do with it. 31 seconds. All that's left in the power play. And Pittsburgh, as a power play unit, has really improved themselves. They didn't have any chances last game against Cleveland. Before that, 1 goal in 6 of their last 7 games on the power play. Sibbies looks like he's the guy that's going to take it. Sometimes they'll switch in the end, but Ian is right over the ball. Gives it to Hagen. Out to Terlecki. Right-footed drive is wide. Chested down by Schiraldi. He and Liverich battle for it. Mark trying to hem him in. Does. Terlecki will get it on the block. Back for Liverich. Back out it goes to Hagen, who is setting up defensively. Now Terlecki, 15 seconds of the power play for Liverich left wing boards. Mark off the boards, and it goes out of play. It was not touched by anyone. So this power play is 11 seconds from going by the boards. Hagen had already started to retreat. I think he thought that ball was coming out, and he was afraid that that ball would be cleared, and then Pittsburgh would lose a lot of time. And right now, John O'Hara started out and then went back. Now McKenzie's going to come on. John Kowalski preparing. He doesn't want to have everybody too tired when this shift is over, and wisely he's putting out a couple of defenders because otherwise he'll have to change on the fly, and he does not want to get beat on a counterattack goal here.
Well, he knows that 11 seconds from now it's going to go the other way, and Bandov is going to be racing down the carpet.
So you have Liverich and Child up front. Hagen will retreat to a midfielder's position where he has experimented some in the last dozen or so games. Manny Schwartz with the ball. They want to kill some time. 4 seconds left, and Bandov's penalty will be over. Kansas City, the best penalty-killing team in the MISL. If they go at this pace, they would set an MISL record, once held by Houston in 1978-79 during that year. McKenzie with it at the midfield line as Bandov is back on and defending. Right side, Hagen. Bandov, former teammates with Erhard Kapp on the Cosmos, and Angelo DiBernardo. Kevin Marr moving it in. Plays it back out to McKenzie. A 3-3 tie, 10:45 to go. In the corner, it's played for Hagen. He and DiBernardo collide. Dangerous play, I thought, on Kansas City.
It is on Kansas City. So that's 2 fouls on the Comets, none so far on Pittsburgh, but that can change in a hurry, as you've seen this afternoon.
Dave McKenzie will put it in. Right to Hagen. He'll shoot it off the boards. Nobody there, as that ball came right out through the box, and there was nobody there to pick it up. Child sends it back out on a toe ball to McKenzie. Back to Mark Liverich at the midfield line. Liverich to Hagen. They fake the give and go. Hagen settling it down, now feeds it to Liverich, tries to spin off a move, broken up. Marr back and wins the ball, or else Kansas City might have counterattacked with a numerical advantage. Here's Hagen in a 3-3 tie. Twists that body sideways to try and fake somebody out. Gives it to McKenzie. Shot too high. Looked like he was trying to go off the boards. It's tied at 3, and you're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Welcome back to the Kemper Arena. I'm John Paul Della Camera, along with John Sanders. It's 3-3, and I'm sure if you stayed with us since the beginning of the game, you're not turning the set off now. Anybody's game with 9:55 to go in this game and maybe the season for the Pittsburgh Spirit especially. Time will tell.
Good point, John Paul. It comes down to the last 10 minutes here, and you have to find it inside yourself to come up with a way to win this game.
Ficus out to Tim Clark. He's been bothered by a left knee strain. This is only maybe his second or third shift of the afternoon. Hagen is going to get it. McKenzie was the guy that broke it up. Hagen with 1 goal this afternoon. Still maintains control. Vosmeyer going on the right will get the pass. Bobby off the boards. Nobody in the trailer there to pick it up.
Sometimes when you break like that, you don't give yourself an opportunity for the trailer. There's not time enough for somebody to come up and follow the ball.
Actually, at that point, it might have been Hagen who was still trapped back from where he gave the ball off. It happened so quick. Child with it. Off the boards for Kevin Marr. Looking for Bobby Vosmeyer. It's nice to see Bobby able to run at full speed after an Achilles injury. Bobby gives it to Kevin Marr and just lost it off the end of his foot as he was ready to shoot. Long throw upfield for Abrahams. We haven't seen that weapon used much by Schwartz today that deep. Abraham's shot is blocked by Dave McKenzie. Kept in though by Ficus with some good hustle for Koutsoukas. Gives it back up. Hagen blocks it. He and Child will run up the field. No numerical advantage right now. It's 2-on-3, in fact, the other way. Child to Hagen. O'Hara coming on in a line change. Johnny smacks it. What a great save by Manny Schwartz. Might have been the save of the afternoon.
Great save by Schwartz. Beautiful drive and great timing on the part of John O'Hara. Watch him just off the bench. Continues his run, catches it flush, and Schwartz a diving save.
It was an even better save because Mikowski had him screened the entire way, and Schwartz never saw that shot until the last possible second. You have Terlecki on now, along with Kapka and Sibis, O'Hara, and Topolsky. Neither team showing signs of fatigue, even though both played Friday night in physical games. Sibis out to O'Hara. To Adam Topolsky. Left-footed drive, blocked, and it goes out of play. I thought Stan Terlecki may have hit it last, but no.
Nope, they say Kansas City touched it last, so the Spirit will maintain control and put it in play. Here's the drive again. Topolsky, and watch Terlecki. He had sneaked in front, but you can see it come off Schwartz and go out of play.
O'Hara shooting it wide. Picked up by Nick Mangione. Slowed down a little bit now. Feeds in the right side. No one has Bandov. Bandov with a pass, and there's John O'Hara. How many times has he made the big play this afternoon? A lot of breakups which don't go into the book as statistics. Stan Terlecki leads for Sibis and just a little bit too far, but the right idea. Manny Schwartz now rolls it to DiBernardo.
Just a hair to the right. Sibis had been on the doorstep with the ball.
It's a game of inches. Angelo DiBernardo on the left side to Mangione. A 3-3 tie. It's dumped into the corner. Bandov blocked by John O'Hara. The ball is flicked. It goes out of play. And it's going to be Kansas City's ball. It is tied at 3. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Welcome back to the Kemper Arena. The crowd loves it. 10,000 plus in Kansas City. 10,168 on a Sunday afternoon that's watching a well-played game between these two teams. It is still anyone's game. 3-3, 7:50 to go. Sending off the boards, and Papaleo there as DiBernardo goes right over him. And Joe rolls it on the left side to Adam Topolsky.
And back to the Upper St. Clair area, we send greetings from Chet Kowalski, no relation to John, who was a soccer coach there, and is coaching soccer in St. Joseph, Missouri, about 50 miles north of Kansas City.
A Topolsky shot goes up into the crowd, out of play, and it will be Kansas City's ball and a goal kick. I would have thought that the game might have gotten a little bit tighter as we look at Sibis the other way. I thought it might be a little bit tighter because you got to know that both teams have to be afraid of giving up a goal. With 7:32 left, you get the feeling that one more goal could do it.
One more goal could do it, or it could go the other way and really open things up. That's right.
The overtime game, John, the other night in Pittsburgh, people were on the edge of their seats the entire time. It almost went into a shootout, just about 4.5 minutes shy of one. Most overtime games end probably in the first 5 or so minutes. Ficus with it now in the neutral zone. Plays it up the field, and there's O'Hara again. Kapka.
Good ball movement that time by the Spirit.
How quickly they come back. Terlecki for Topolsky in the overlap. Just shot it in a little wide, and Schiraldi blocks it. Petcher on the run. Abrahams up 3 to the right. Doesn't get a great pass, enabling O'Hara to close in on him.
He didn't really have any angle either. He was boxed into the corner.
Ficus, 40-footer blocked by Ian Sibis. Schiraldi trying to control it by the glass. Terlecki forcing him back. Ficus helping out to Schiraldi.
You notice how quickly Schiraldi moved it back because he knew Terlecki was there, and if Terlecki takes over, it's a foot race.
Ficus is wide open on the other side, but he didn't get a good ball, and now Terlecki is there. Somebody forgot to pick him up, and now Ficus is going to break toward the box. Kansas City just doesn't see him. Katsoukas trying to pass it to Mikowski, block. Civies and Kapka team up. Terlecki's breaking for open space, but Schiraldi won the ball. Abrahams looking, the shot wide. There's Ficus. Cutting it in, nobody was there at the far post, and Kapka's there. For the first time, Pittsburgh looks confused in their own end, and that time a foul goes against Kansas City. That's 3 on the Comets, none for Pittsburgh, and Terlecki gets it quickly. Civies breaks to the right, Stan lays it off. Ian in very deep with the shot, blocked by Manny Schwartz. Ian did not have a great angle, but still put a good shot on goal there. Comets coming back with Ficus. Erhard Kapp now on for Pittsburgh, playing as a midfielder. On the left side, Mikowski, a shot missed the far post. Ficus will pick it up. Charlie's shot wide, headed away by McKenzie. Ostalchik trying to settle it down.
I thought for the first time Pittsburgh looked a little tired in their own zone that time, like they needed some fresh legs out there.
And maybe that's why Kapp is out there and Ostalchik give the troops a breather. Rough play along the boards. Fredrickson now will get it. DiBernardo tries to lead it. Mara blocks it. DiBernardo follow-up went wide. How he even got that ball is amazing. Kevin Marr running it back. We may see it start to open up. Marr, though, is broken up by Petcher. Neither team can afford a mistake at this stage because the next goal could give one team the necessary momentum to carry it on to victory. Time will tell as McKenzie plays it to Marr. 5:10 to go. McKenzie over to Kevin Marr. Now for Greg Ostalchik. Greg holding it on the left wing side boards. Fredrickson after him. Played out to McKenzie. On the right side for Kevin Marr. A 3-3 tie, loose ball. Liverich gets a good roll to Ostalchik. Back for Mark Liverich, holding it on the left. Liverich takes the shot, but it's blocked. Mark will still keep it in play. DiBernardo marking him. They're former teammates with the Cosmos. Liverich, great work. Still with it. Shoots it off the boards, and it just got by Marr. Rebound, Kapp can't blast it home. The luck of the way that ball is bouncing hurt Pittsburgh there. Ostalchik to Kapp in a corner. Marr trying to blast it. He's blocked. Tim Twellman will get it. Plays it over to the near side for Petcher. Kansas City attacking 3-on-3. Petcher, long one, too long. Fredrickson is going to get it, though. Shot went wide. Ostalchik settling it for Marr. Just missing the header of Steve Petcher, and back in the Spirit. Liverich is way down deep.
You know, despite the fact the Spirit have controlled the ball, they've only had a couple of decent opportunities. They simply haven't gotten it in on goal that much. They've controlled it around the perimeter, but not inside.
This could be one, but that shot looks blocked by O'Hara. Manny Schwartz has it. He had to make sure he didn't land out of the box, but did he? That's a close call, and they're going to say Schwartz did use his hands outside of the box. Free kick, Pittsburgh, direct from there. That's close. Erhard Kapp will be taking it. Cuts it out, McKenzie, the shot, save, Manny Schwartz. Twellman will get it. Off the boards, O'Hara's got to win that ball, and he does. Erhard Kapp had to go off his chest. The crowd wanted a handball. 3:44 to go. And this is the fourth quarter, tied at 3. John O'Hara with it to Adam Topolsky, who's on for Dave McKenzie. Both coaches will probably go to their benches more here. Here's Adam Topolsky going in deep. Blocked. Adam may get another crack at it, but it's blocked again.
And Erhard Kapp in front, but he couldn't get it to him. Great save by O'Hara.
He makes the big play. Ostalchik cutting to the outside. The shot. Oh, it just missed the goalpost, and Liverich stuck his foot forward and just missed. Erhard Kapp out to Adam Topolsky. 70 feet from goal. Played in for Liverich. The shot wide off the boards. Kapp and Ostalchik were too close together, but Pittsburgh will control it. The Kansas City crowd is edgy. Topolsky to the right. Off the boards, he tried to go there, but Schwartz stopped it.
Manny Schwartz says, get that ball out of here.
In no uncertain terms. Tim Twellman with it. Bobby Bosmeyer is on.
Of course, the thing you hate to see is the fact you have the opportunity, you control play, boom, the other team can score just like that, just as easily.
The one with Liverich on the doorstep, I thought that was going to be a goal. Child in there deep, bangs it off the boards, but Abrahams will pick it up. Can't let him shoot, it goes wide. Abrahams went down in the box, no foul. Now O'Hara's dumped. Katsoukas shot blocked by Child. No one is going to call anything right now. 4 fouls on Kansas City, nothing on Pittsburgh. DiBernardo leading it for Mikowski. O'Hara in there to battle him. Mikowski wants to turn. Falls down. DiBernardo with it now on the other side. A shot. Great save. Papaleo. O'Hara bangs it off the boards, and just like in hockey, trying to ice it or dump it. 2:05 to go. Regulation time, tied at 3. Comets bringing it up. Mikowski with McKenzie on him. Talk about pressure. It's here. Abraham's turnaround, it goes wide, nobody near it.
Hey, make no mistake about it, folks. You might as well be in overtime right now. That's the way these two teams are playing. That's the way the crowd is reacting.
Hagen over the midfield line. The give is to Kevin Marr in a 3-3 tie. Kevin went to the far boards. Vosmeyer will get a shot off the post, but Schwartz got a piece of that one too.
Two guys there, Marr and Child.
Marr just got a flick of the ball and just missed it. Here's Mikowski in some trouble. That's amazing. Pittsburgh has had all kinds of chances. Here's Mikowski the other way. Leads it off the boards. Katsoukas. Now Abraham's a shot blocked by Bobby Vosmeyer, which may have saved the goal. How many chances did Pittsburgh have? Marr just had a great opportunity. In fairness to Kevin, he wasn't even expecting that ball back. Flicked it and just missed.
At the other end, you can see Kevin Marr chipping it in front. Now watch the ball come back across. That's the key. Just missing in two players for Pittsburgh right on the doorstep. Neither one of them could get a foot on the ball. Child and Marr had excellent opportunities on the rebound.
And a timeout has been called by Kansas City. Both teams want to talk things over. We'd like to remind you that operators are standing by. If you've got a Visa card or MasterCard and would like to save $3 on the top price tickets to the Saturday, April 6th game against Baltimore, call 642-2067. 642-2067. That's a special Long John Silver Shorts Day, and the first 5,000 fans under 18 will receive a pair of soccer shorts. Once again, the number to call, 642-2067. And that man in the huddle, John Kowalski, I'm sure is telling them, don't worry, and let's not panic here, but we're getting a lot of chances. Let's keep it up, and let's finish.
Well, finish is the key, and then you have to watch it at the other end. If you keep the pressure on for a good 2 or 3 minutes, as the Pittsburgh Spirit did there, the natural tendency is to just take a deep breath, and if you do that, zip, the ball can get by you.
That's right, and I'm sure he's reminding them about that as well. As we look at the Kansas City bench, they've already talked things over. They know what they have to do. Here's how close it can be, I guess.
DiBernardo with the ball will turn it in against John O'Hara. Watch the save by Papaleo. And again, with so many bodies standing in front, we're in a screen situation. And it'll be interesting from here on out. It's going to be very, very tough. There's a big discussion going down on the field as we go back and take a look once again at DiBernardo's shot. Papaleo is involved in the discussion with Gino DiPolito.
We'll never know until after the game as to what that conversation was about.
It's been a great game.
It really has. And it's still not over. 1:21 to go. There's the clock. We'll try to monitor that for you, and you'll have a chance to look yourself right now. Katsoukas plays it in, and Abrahams did a dummy run on the ball. Lead ball for Terlecki. Bangs it off the boards, gets it around Twellman, but Schwartz is right there. But a great individual effort by Stan Terlecki. Mikowski put it too far in front of him. Here's a chance for Pittsburgh to counter. Kapka in the attack zone. Fakes, cuts it to the left wing side. Gives it for Sibbies in the corner. Back out for Z. Z holding it. Less than a minute to go in regulation time. Tied at 3. McKenzie takes it into the corner. He likes the boards. Plays it in front and off the foot of Sibbies. Kansas City will have a chance to come back. Abrahams blocked by Marr, and then Abrahams gets free. McKenzie in there to help. Doesn't give Abrahams a good shot. McKenzie may have saved the day for Pittsburgh. Z moving it up for Terlecki with Sibbies. 2-on-2. And now Kansas City retreats in a hurry. Terlecki getting outside of Katsoukas. The shot went wide. He had that far post open and just missed it. 28 seconds left. Tied at 3. Katsoukas coming up over the midfield line in a 3-3 tie. Terlecki defending against him. Katsoukas plays it into the box, blocked by Kapka. Stan moves it up the field for Ian Sibbies. Topolsky joins in the run. Ian now leaves it off for Terlecki. 10 seconds left in regulation. Stan cuts it to the right. Stops the ball. 5 seconds. Back to the left. Lays it off. Kapka's got a fire. Shot it wide. The horn sounds, ending regulation time. And it is all tied up at 3 apiece. And there's a look at the crowd. They're not going away. And we know you're not going away because there's at least some time remaining. We'll go into overtime. When we return, you're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Welcome back to the Kemper Arena in Kansas City. I'm John Paul Della Camera, along with John Sanders. And in that fourth quarter, like a previous quarter, in the second quarter, no goals were scored. It ends up 3-3 in regulation time. We'll go into overtime now. Pittsburgh has a winning record in overtime, 6-4, including a win the other night over Cleveland. Kansas City in overtime is 2-5 in sudden death overtime. Kansas City has lost its last 4 home overtime games as well. Pittsburgh, remember, is 0-8 on television this year. We are bowing to superstition on the part of the Pittsburgh Spirit. Chris White, our general manager of the Spirit, said to John Sanders and I, let's shake things up broadcasting-wise, and we haven't really done that, John, so we're going to turn overtime to you and see what you can do with it as Pittsburgh tries to break their television record.
Well, we have a deal. I'm going to do the overtime. You're going to do the shootout if we get to that point.
All right.
It is all tied 3-3. There was no scoring in the fourth quarter. And the last goal in the game was Sibby's at 14:52 of the third quarter to tie it at 3-3. And the clock has not started yet, so we may start the whole thing over again. For some reason, the scoreboard clock did not begin, even though the ball went into play. It still shows 15 minutes.
We talked about pressure, and it's really going to come down now to John to 15 minutes if it ever goes that far. And again, just like hockey, most overtimes, and I would say within the first 5 or 6 minutes. But I want to see how cautious both teams are if they just attack the way they did in that last quarter. Do or die, mostly for Pittsburgh. Kansas City, even if they lose, would still have a chance for that last playoff spot, but this is more important to Pittsburgh.
Second consecutive overtime game for the Pittsburgh Spirit. And Kansas City coming in only 11-11 at home, so they have not been overpowering despite their great fan support. Good crowd here of 10,168. They're still here because we are in overtime. Makowski sets it up for Kansas City, goes to Twellman. See what the Comets decide to do. Pittsburgh wants to get their ball control time in here as we are in overtime. Makowski marked by Liberich. This is Twellman. Back to Makowski with a little room in front. Papaleo is there to take it off the boards.
Interesting line that they have out there. Ostalchik, Cap, and Liberich, which has not been used today. They'll probably try to use Liberich as a lone striker up front if they can.
Adam Topolsky on the right side. Now it is John O'Hara. In front, foul called on Greg Ostalchik as Greg Makowski hit the deck. We played 43 seconds in sudden death overtime. First goal wins. If we don't get a goal in 15 minutes, we'll go to a shootout. DiBernardo across the red line. Katsoukas in the corner. To DiBernardo's header, the goal! And Kansas City has won in overtime. It took 59 seconds for the Kansas City Comets to spoil what could be a playoff push by the Pittsburgh Spirit. They teamed up in front, and this game is history.
Angelo DiBernardo, just 59 seconds. He was basically unmarked at the far post. Made a nice header. And I think that's Angelo that's down. We didn't see him go into the celebration. I saw him give a gesture that he was excited, obviously, so maybe it's not even him. But here's another look at it. On the right wing side, that's Katsoukas with the ball. He's going to chip it very well. Topolsky coming in there, but DiBernardo with a well-placed header to the far post to get the goal. And there's the enthusiasm shown by DiBernardo, so maybe it's not him that's down there. Katsoukas again from another angle there. Hard Cap marking him. Sent it to the far side. Topolsky reacting, but DiBernardo with a header. Papaleo tried to come off the line in time to block it, and it was DiBernardo who gets up. It's time for our Stroh's offensive and defensive players of the game, John. In Kansas City, they have picked Angelo DiBernardo as the offensive player of the game, and the defensive player of the game, they've gone with Tim Twellman. I think we'll bow to their wishes and go with that here this afternoon. It was a great effort on the part of both teams. It's unfortunate because you know what that Pittsburgh dressing room is going to be like. They played well enough to win, but they did not win it here this afternoon.
DiBernardo scored 2, including the game winner in overtime. 4-3 is the final. Kansas City celebrates a victory. They lead the Pittsburgh Spirit by 3 games for the final playoff spot. 5 games left in the regular season. We'll see you next Sunday. Hopefully the Spirit will still be alive in this race for the playoffs. From the Kemper Arena, the final again in overtime, it's Kansas City 4, Pittsburgh 3. For John Paul Delacamera, I'm John Sanders saying good afternoon from Kansas City. You have been watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer.